And for the last time, thanks for joining us here on ABC24 Weather Impact Now. I am Chief Meteorologist Trevor Burchett. You've been watching meteorologist CJ Cartledge through the week, doing a great job with Weather Impact Now. We've been helping him get trained up on the show. I know he's been doing such an amazing job. I've been kind of behind the scenes the last couple of days. So many of you have reached out about CJ. He is such a great addition to the team. I'm bummed I don't get to work with him that much, but we got one more show, and he's actually going to be joining us in the show a little later on with a look at what is going on around the country. But I did want to hop in for my last show and take over the reins for at least your local forecast. If you missed it, tonight's my last day at ABC24. We'll talk about that more a little later in the show. But as always, we start off with your local forecast and what is going on. We had a little bit of a rainy start to the day. For some of us, kind of an interesting thing here. If you watch the radar loop, started this morning, we almost had this boundary that developed where we had these pop-up thunderstorms just along a little line. They really didn't move anywhere, but if you watch here at about 9, 10, 11 o'clock, we had these storms pop up right on this line from eastern Arkansas down into North Mississippi. So Forest City, northern Tunica County near the casinos, Hernando, Senatobia, Holly Springs. They got this narrow band of rain, and then everybody else was pretty much dry, but that has since cleared up. Some pretty impressive rainfall totals there, and I know y'all appreciate it. It definitely feels a bit cooler down there. But you can see, even though Memphis was completely dry, places like Holly Springs on Highway 4 just south of there, 3.5 inches. Same thing near Hernando, about 3 inches, and then in parts of St. Francis County, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches across much of North Mississippi and into eastern Arkansas. Again, Memphis, though, nothing, just kind of the way things set up today. Now, as we go into tomorrow morning, we do have another chance of those pop-up storms. Not going to happen everywhere, but if you're one of those people that's been planning your mornings out with the early morning run, tomorrow could impact you with some pop-up storms. Tomorrow afternoon looks better, not as hot thanks to the morning rain, but then Sunday we heat back up again. Next week, kind of looking like this past week was, with that heat index back to near 100 for the early part of the week. Outside right now, we're looking a little better. We had some gloomy conditions this morning in Memphis, even though we didn't get much rain. It's been kind of cloudy today. Again, no complaints from me. It's kept the temperature down. 85 right now here in town. Feels like 89. Yeah, a little muggy, but let's remember where we were earlier this week. We were close to 100. We did hit 100. 85, not too bad for the end of July. 85 right now in Memphis. It's 88 in Clarksdale, 83 in Covington, 84 in Corinth, Dyersburg, chilling in the 70s. Again, it's muggy, but not all too bad out there this evening. We're going to stay partly to mostly cloudy tonight. Slight chances of some sprinkles, but in general, most of us are going to enjoy a dry Friday evening. It is going to be a little warm, though, as we get into the overnight hours. Temperatures don't drop that much. So we drop to about 80 by 10 o'clock, and then lows in the 70s overnight tonight. 76, mostly cloudy and mostly dry overnight tonight. But by the time we get to sunrise, that's when our rain chances are going to spark on up. Look at tomorrow's forecast. Anytime between 6 a.m. and noon, we'll have that chance of pop-up storms. Now, it's not going to rain all day tomorrow. These storms will be hit or miss, but especially in the morning hours and even into lunchtime, there could be some of those pop-up storm chances. And then tomorrow evening clears out. So if you do have plans, tomorrow evening looks better. And notice temperatures aren't half bad because of the rain in the morning. We'll only be in the mid-80s for tomorrow. So if you want to avoid the heat, tomorrow afternoon really also not all that bad. Here's the hour-by-hour radar. Tonight, for the most part, looks good. If you're going to be out, through midnight, I think you're fine. It'll be about 5 or 6 in the morning. We start to see some downpours and some rumbles of thunder. There's 6 a.m., spotty showers and storms. And then kind of off and on through the morning, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., even into noon, we've got the chance of those storms. So there's right at lunchtime, isolated, spotty thunderstorms, and that continues at least to lunchtime. Now, by the evening hours, by 5 o'clock, I think most of us are dry at that point, and the second half of your Saturday is going to be looking good, and Sunday looks dry too, just going to be hotter. Now, rain totals could be impressive for some of us, depending on how much rain you get. This particular model says an inch, maybe in Memphis. That depends on exactly where those storms set up. If you do see a storm tomorrow morning, you could get a quick inch of rain. If you don't, you might not get anything. So don't get married to these exact amounts because, of course, depending on where the storms pop up, that will change exactly who sees what. But this is a good indication that some spots could see an inch or more. Others might not see much at all. Now, this is kind of the trend that goes on in the summertime. We get these isolated hit or miss storms. They don't last long, but they can be heavy. Good downpours with some gusty wind. So if you've got plans tomorrow morning, just be aware if you do hear the thunder, go ahead and head inside. Now, Saturday evening, rain chances go down. Sunday looks dry, but look immediately what it does to our temperature. From 87 on Saturday to 96 on Sunday. So we are automatically going to get hotter, partly cloudy and dry Sunday, and then hotter next week up to 97 under partly cloudy skies. And I do think going into next week that humidity jumps up. Today is not bad. By the weekend and early next week, we get back into that very muggy category. So not only are we turning hotter, we are also turning more humid. So that is going to ramp up the heat index probably close to a dangerous level like what it was earlier this week. Heat index for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 105 to 110. And then a little improvement maybe by the end of the week, but it's still going to be very hot. Rain chances after tomorrow go down very low, isolated shower chances, but I do think Saturday morning is our best chance to see some of those pop-up storms. After that, I think we are back to a pretty dry weather pattern. So for this evening, I think we're looking good. Tonight, for the most part, it's going to be dry, but early in the morning, close to sunrise, there could be that chance of pop-up storms. High of 76, low of 76 tonight, I should say. High of 87 tomorrow, and again, not quite as hot due to the chance of some storms in the morning. Between about 6 a.m. and lunchtime, look out for those pop-up storms. Tomorrow evening looks better, though, and again, not as hot, only to 87. Sunday looks more dry, but it's going to be hot as well. 96 the high on Sunday, 97 Monday, 98 on Tuesday, sunny and dry, not only early in the week, but even into the end of the week, I think we stay dry. So that's going to really help the temperatures to ramp up. Very hot Monday, Tuesday. Just a little bit of relief by the end of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll be in the mid-90s. Heat index closer to 100 or 105. So still hot, but I do think the absolute hottest days this week, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Again, the heat index closer to about 110. So those are the days that you just want to stay hydrated, take it easy. Again, this happens every year. We have this heat index this high every summer. However, your body can never really get used to heat that high. So you still need to take steps to stay hydrated. Check in on your friends, family, neighbors, especially if they're elderly, can't get around that well, or if you know they might not have good working AC. Just one phone call can really save a life in this extreme heat. All right, that's an update on your local forecast as it stands right now. But as we get closer to the weekend, we'll check in with meteorologist Daniel McDonald after this for a check of your regional forecast. CJ is also coming up to tell you what's going on across the country. Stay tuned.